Hi friends! I have my Ferragamo shoe collection here today. I've mentioned this in my previous video that I have a small Ferragamo shoe collection, and I'd like to go through each and every one of them here with you, including my newest addition to this collection, and unbox it with you. So the very first pair that I had ever gotten were these black patent ones. And the reason why I selected these at the time were I never imagined that I'd accumulate a couple of pairs along the way. So I selected black just because it's very versatile, and patent so that if I ever get caught in the rain, I'd still be okay. And it just seems to be easier to wipe down. On top of that, the bow is also in patent leather instead of the gross grain ribbon type of bow that you see here on my red pair. I had also originally selected the Varas so that they provide a little bit of a heel. Adding that little heel height, it just creates a better arch for me. Now my second pair were these red ones, and I picked these up in the Verenas. As you can see, they are the flat ones without the heel. I already have a pair of black ones with the heel, so I decided to go flats, and I decided to select a color that added a pop in my wardrobe. Now with these, I went with the gross grain ribbon just because I feel like these are still the most classic pair of Varas or Verena Ferragamo shoes. Also, these ruby red ones are very Wizard of Oz, and I think at the time I had rewatched a movie and was very inspired. Now the third pair that I got were these blue ones that I think were called denim. It's almost like a suede fabric. It does have kind of this pattern to it that makes it look like denim, and I quite like this pair just because it tends to be the most casual and can go with everything. On top of that, it tends to be extra soft, as you can see, and I've had such comfort wearing these in and out, and I would say I wear these the most, which is why they look kind of beat up. These are really meant for me to be worn when I'm making a mad dash out of my house. So overall, these three were my first pairs of Ferragamo shoes, and they gave me a really good insight on fitting and quality between the materials. Now for all of these, the sizing is basically similar to each other but slightly different. All of them are in size 7, my shoe size, but the letter, which stands for the width of the shoe, is a little bit different. For my very first pair, the width letter is actually C, and I find this slightly wide for me, but they are comfortable just because they're wider. That said, because they're wider, I feel like I could have gone a half size down with these shoes, because once I broke into them, I feel that they can be a little bit loose, but they're also great for the summer just because my feet tend to swell up a little bit in the heat. Now in terms of perfect sizing, I feel like these fit me the best, and these are also in size 7, but the width of it is the letter B. So these are one width letter narrower than my black Ferragamos, and these fit very well as flats. Now these denim ones, they are sized a little bit differently. They didn't come in the ABCD letter widths. It actually came with a W, which I would assume it means wide. I would have assumed that these 7 Ws would have been too wide, but they actually weren't, and they fit very well too. And now I'm gonna go ahead and unbox the newest pair that I had just bought. Ta-da! These are so pretty to me, and they're so unique. These are my newest pair. I'm not sure how the camera is picking up the color, but it is in this dark green. The color combination is called spruce and tan. Now the shoes are in this kind of a tweed fabric with houndstooth pattern on it and gold hardware, and again the kind of dark green, which they call spruce, is all within the tip, the bow, the piping around here, also the interior of the shoe, and also the heel. Oh, and in terms of sizing, these came in 7D, which I would assume would be so much more wider than my black patent ones, which are C, but somehow they're not. They don't feel, and not only is it because they're new, but they just don't even look that much wider, or if anything, they look narrower than these black ones here. So I'm not really sure what's going on with their sizing, but I have always felt that Ferragamo had really good and consistent sizing, and it is true that I am basically a 7 across the board, but at the same time, because the width makes such a difference in fitting, I do tend to think that I can size down a half a size if it goes too wide that when I break into them, they become a little floppy. But overall, I am a big fan of Ferragamo shoes just because they fit so comfortably. I would say the first 2 or 3 wears might still be a little stiff, but honestly, once you break into them in terms of this bendable area of the ball of your feet, they really mold to you. And I don't know, I've always never had a problem with Ferragamo shoes, and that's basically why I accumulated so many pairs. And I got these because I love the color combination. Some of you may already know, but I am a true lover of this kind of a dark green, and not sure how the camera is picking this up, but it is a dark green. The color combo for this is called Spruce and Tan, and it is paired with gold hardware. And now for these, I did get the Varas, which has that little heel height. I do ultimately find that both flats, which are the Varinas, and also the Varas, which are the ones with the heels, both equally comfortable. They feel different, but they're both comfortable. Sometimes I like having that arch, depending on how I feel, and sometimes I just want to be in flats. These will go very well with a pair of jeans, or if I decide to throw on a skirt or a pair of pants. Great for the fall or even sometime in the winter, as long as it doesn't snow outside. And it just feels like no matter how much you dress down, you could be in t-shirt and jeans, and once you throw these shoes on, it just polishes up your entire outfit. And I know that any pair of heels can ultimately do that, but these provide a lot of comfort too. I actually do have another pair that I never got to wearing, so I can unbox that with you. But I had it stuck in my closet and I've never gotten around to wearing them, and you'll see in a minute why. So here are my Ferragamos that I never got around to wearing. Aren't they amazing? So when I got these, I was super excited to have these in my collection. The thing about this is that I was always so afraid to wear them because of the white bow. But I really do think that the black and white combination is a good staple to anyone's closet. That said, I also feel like I've accumulated so many pairs that I'm ready to let these go. Ultimately, it's not really the white bows that frighten me so much to not wear these. It's really because I felt that they were so similar to the black ones that I've already broken into, so I just never reached for these. At this point, I just want to be mindful of what I add to my collection and what I also keep in my collection. Clutter exists not only because too much is purchased and collected, but it's also because none of it is ever let go. So I think at this point I am ready to let these go. If any of you are interested, these are once again in size 7B, and I will post this to my Instagram. And for those of you that like to follow me, I do occasionally post items from my closet that I'm in the process of letting go. I'm not even gonna remove the stuffing to this because I don't want to make any damage to this at all, and I've kept it in the box since I've gotten them. So this is my Ferragamo collection, except I have one more. Only I had recently sold that one already. The reason behind that is because I picked up a pair that was sized in 37, thinking that across the board it is sized at the European size 37. Unfortunately, it was the Italy size 37, which ran a half a size too small for me. So unfortunately, I let those go. I could have hung on to them. It's not that I couldn't make my feet into them. They did kind of sort of fit, but they were so uncomfortable that I knew that I wasn't ever going to reach for them. Overall, I think it's great that I went to a new owner that will love them and cherish them. So I'm going to try these on and create some mod shots so you can see how they fit and what it looks like between the flats and the ones with the heels. So I hope you enjoyed this little peek in my shoe closet. I generally don't own many high-end shoes. I just know myself very well. Any shoes that tend to be uncomfortable, I will not reach for them. So that is the reason why I stuck with Ferragamo for all of these years. And when I do buy shoes, I tend to be extremely skeptical. That said, I do have a couple of shoes that I do want from Hermes, so hopefully in a couple of months I will be able to add Hermes shoes to my collection. I hope you enjoyed taking a peek at my mini shoe collection here. Leave comments below if you are also a fan of Ferragamo shoes. And I will see you in my next video. Bye! Thank you for watching.